God will provide something for you that you would never expect, something much bigger than what you would ever expect. And that's what he did for the Israelites. Now, that's what he did for Job. That's what he did for so many people in the Bible. And he said that Job, in his mind, he believed that he would be set free from all his turmoil. So I'd like to ask the saints to please turn with me to the book of Exodus, chapter 6. We will read from verse 1 till 2. 6. I believe that all the saints have found it. If so, I will continue. Then the Lord said unto Moses, now shalt thou see what I will do to Pharaoh. For with a strong hand shall he let them go, and with a strong hand shall he drive them out of his land. And God spake unto Moses and said unto him, I am the Lord. For a topic for today, I would like to say God's seal of approval, God's guarantee. During our lives, or during just the lives of people in general, we notice that whenever you say someone's name, you always associate that person with something. Whenever you say a person's name, you can associate them with negative things or positive things. But with God, he wants us to associate his name with guarantees, with love, with compassion. That's why whenever the Lord makes a promise, he tends to say, I am the Lord. That's the Lord's seal of approval. That's him telling you that I got this. I'm going to do this. Whether you believe me or not, it has been planned. Now, the thing about God, whenever he says that he's going to do these things, he does them in very unorthodox ways, in ways that you would never think he'd do. For example, with the children of Israel, when he did say that Pharaoh will let you guys out with a strong arm, he will get angry, he will just chase you guys away. And I'm pretty sure, just like us, the children of Israel had this grand idea in our minds, thinking that, oh, God is going to bring fire down on Egypt, destroying it completely, causing Pharaoh to like throw us out in humiliation. But God wanted to do something completely different from that. Yes, there was fire and brimstone, but how God went about doing it was in his own way, in his perfect way. Now, when God gives his guarantee, his guarantee always has something way better in mind than what you assumed that he had in mind. With the children of Israel, they thought they were just going to be sent out of Egypt, but they weren't only sent out of Egypt, they were sent out of Egypt with the riches of Egypt. They were sent out of Egypt with Joseph's body, and at that time, that was a very big deal to the Israelites. They were sent out with more than they had when they were there, and more than what they thought they would leave with. So as a message today, I'd like to tell the saints that whenever the Lord gives you his seal of approval, whenever he gives you his guarantee, no matter what you think of, no matter what the guarantee you perceive in your mind, it will be way better when it does come. When you say that I want this car, I want I just want a small anyana car. God will provide you with that Ferrari, that Range Rover that you didn't expect him to give you. When you want a job as an intern, God will give you a job as a manager. And it doesn't matter how he does it, he will still do it. That's what his seal of approval is. Whenever we have a situation when we're like, no, but I don't think God will do this for me, or no, this is too big of a dream, or this is too big of an idea. God replies with, I am the Lord. Whenever he replies with, I am the Lord, you know in your heart, you know in your soul that the guarantee is there. So what you have to look forward to is how much better it is than what you think it's going to be, what you are expecting it to be. It can range from the smallest things to the biggest things. You can ask the Lord for healing, but he doesn't just heal you, he rejuvenates you. He restores you to your prime. This is for all the people with the hip problems, the leg problems, issues with blood, diabetes, all these things. God won't just heal you. God will renew you. When you couldn't prance for more than 2 minutes, God will make you able to prance for hours on end. God will provide something for you that you would never expect, something much bigger than what you would ever expect. And that's what he did for the Israelites. Now, that's what he did for Job. That's what he did for so many people in the Bible. And he said that Job, in his mind, he believed that he would be set free from all his turmoil. He knew that God would save him from his issues. But what he didn't know, or what he did not expect, that he was going to receive all that he had lost multiplied. He would receive all that he had lost in the fire, he had lost in the destruction, the health that he had, all that he lost, he regained it, and it was multiplied. And that's the same thing that the Lord has set before us as well. Even though those things that we have prayed for haven't come to pass, even though that job we want hasn't come to pass or hasn't reached us, even though we're not at the point that we want to be financially, he said, I am the Lord, when he said that we would be reborn with more than what we have now, with more than we could even imagine now. That when we die, when all this has passed, when all the finite things of this world are left to be, have fallen away, have disappeared, he still has something much better for us in the afterlife. He says that when you hear the afterlife, you always think of, okay, it's going to be this, it's going to be light shining, all these things. But God gave us an idea of what the afterlife would be, and much more. He said that the roads will be filled with gold. The roads, the gates will be filled with gems and gold. Gemstones will cover the gates of heaven. And you look at your gates and you're like, these are all such big promises. Whenever you look at the Lord's promises, a lot of people tend to be like, this promise is far too big. This promise it doesn't seem like it could happen to someone like me. But God has reserved that promise for even after our lives have ended. God has reserved promises for us. He said that even though he gave us a hint, just a hint of what we have in store for us in the afterlife, he says there's much more. It is infinitely better than what we will experience now. All the problems, all the pain, all the suffering that we experience now will compare nothing compared to the infinite bliss and happiness that we will experience after all this has passed. I thank the saints for giving me your time and your ears. I pray that the Lord blesses you with the word. And I pray that not only do we grow spiritually, but just to grow in our walk with God, physically, all these small things, even though God, yes, he has plans for us after all this has faded, he still wants to give you a good life in this life. So don't be discouraged and think that, oh, I still have to wait a long time before I get to the pearly gates, the golden roads. Just look now and say that, oh, I have a roof over my head, I am happy. I have clothes on my back, I am happy. Shoes on my feet, food to eat, bountiful food to eat. And a lot of us tend to think that, oh man, I'm gonna eat noodles today for dinner. Then you forget that there are many people who go to sleep without that. But I thank the Lord for blessing me, blessing my family, and I know that he will bless the saints. I'd like to thank the Lord and to leave the saints with this word.